In this video, I'm going to show you how to fill out the fourth tab of our group project on the true expense of owning a car. We are going to make a running total of how much we have paid off for this 60-month loan. I'm using the 60-month as my example, but it's going to work the same way for all of the different payoffs, except for there'll be slightly different numbers. So the first thing it says here is how much did I pay in month zero? That's a little bit of a strange question, but what that means is how much did you pay when you purchased the car? Oh, and that is our down payment. Instead of copying our down payment, typing our down payment in and risking an error, I'm going to link it to the other page by putting an equal sign, going over to payment calculations and clicking on that down payment. And that's going to copy cell F12 from payment calculations into the payments by month. Then it says, what's the total we will have paid in the first month? To do this one, I am going to be adding the amount of the monthly payment, $769.90. So if I go back to this tab, I'm going to put equals $769.90. Let me just check and make sure I got that right. Yep. And then I want to add that to the cell right up above. In this case, that's the big down payment. So now I've paid $4,369. If I drag this down, it's going to keep on adding that $769.90 each time, because the formula that I wrote said add $769.90 to the amount above. So I can now pull this down, and I can do it in one fell swoop, or if it's easier, because sometimes we get a little bit of a runaway train, I can pull it down in several amounts. I don't have to do it all at once until I get down here to the 60th month. Notice that the total amount that it says I paid is $49,793.80. I'm just going to make that bold for emphasis. How does that number compare with what the payment calculation said? $49,793.85. So sometimes those numbers are a little bit different because of a rounding change that they've made, and sometimes they are exactly the same. And let's see, 49,793 and 85 cents, 49,793 and 80 cents. So I did have a little bit of a rounding there, and that's okay, but it's basically $49,794. They should be almost exactly the same, or sometimes they will be exactly the same, depending on how the numbers have rounded. All right, so I can then go back and answer some questions like, I can look and see if the car cost 35,900, let's see, let me write this number out. $35,998. I might ask the question, when will I have paid off half of the total cost of the car? That would be $17,999. And we can see that that happens at month 19. But this is a 60-month loan. So I've paid off half the value of the car, but I still have 41 months left for my loan. And that's because this interest rate was fairly high. And so it's taking me a little bit longer to pay off the car. If I wanted to pay off the loan at any point, I could ask how much more do I need to pay, and the bank would do a calculation which included the interest that I'd already paid, as well as what I'd paid towards the principal. That can be interesting as well. All right, good work figuring out the fourth tab. For our very last tab in class, we're going to fill out this last, you can get a head start on this, the total of all the payments, that's that number at the bottom. And then how much insurance we had to pay for the 5 years, the registration fees for 5 years, the fuel for 5 years, the repairs and maintenance, and we'll get that magic value for how much it actually costs to own this car.